Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Bree and I'm coming to you today with a tutorial video on how to do aura without having to buy an airbrush machine. I posted a video on TikTok. It went viral and everybody in the comments wanted to know, how am I making an aura nail without an airbrush? Because you know, airbrush machines can be annoying to deal with. You shouldn't be inhaling acetone and gel polish. It's probably not good for you or your clients. So today I'm going to show you how to do it with acrylic. So I'm taking my 3XL C-curve tips and I'm going to find the tip which fits this finger the best. Usually we want to make sure that the nail tip is fitting sidewall to sidewall. This step is important because if it's not fitting sidewall to sidewall, you might find yourself either having to cut off part of the sides or you're squishing the tip down hard so that it can fit the nail. Just make sure that the tip fits the nail perfectly. Now I'm taking my nail glue. I'm going to place it right in the well of the tip. And I'm going to put that tip on my nail. I'm going to hold it down for a little bit just to make sure that it dries all the way. Now I'm using my 60/60 grit files. Any 60/60 grit file will work. It's the grittiest file I think that they have out there, and it helps me get my shape crispy every single time. So I'm just refining the edges. As you can see, these tips are already bomb. I barely had to do anything to shape the tips, but I'm a perfectionist, so of course I had to go in with my file anyways, just to make the line straight, just to make it look good. Now I always flip my client's hand over when they're getting a square shape, and I want to make sure that the shape is perfect because the top part of the nail almost completes the square shape. Like if this part is crooked, it probably doesn't look good. Now I'm just going to be taking my file and filing away the line that the tip makes when you glue it onto the nail, just so that when we lay our foundation, there's no lumps underneath. You know, it gives us a flat foundation. So definitely don't skip this step. So now I'm taking my white acrylic and I'm going to place it at the bottom of the nail. I always work from the bottom of the nail to the cuticle instead of from the cuticle to the bottom. I've seen some nail techs do it that way, but this is the way I've been doing it for a long time. So definitely make sure when you placing your bead on your client's nails that their nail is diagonally down. It should be almost at a 45-degree angle towards you, so that gravity will just do most of the work for you. You won't have to worry about the acrylic spilling off to the sides, and eventually when you get up to the cuticle, you won't have to worry about it flooding the cuticles, because as long as it's down, the acrylic can't go up. So this is very important. And you also have to always wipe the sides of your tip. This is going to save you time when it comes to shaping. Again, it's going to help you maintain the shape that we work so hard to create. As you can see, I'm wiping my sides over and over again, just because while the acrylic is curing, it's still also expanding a little bit as it's sitting on the tip. So you got to keep wiping the sides until it starts to cure. Important that I made my first bead really smooth going towards the top of the nail, so that when we place our second bead down, there's no lumps in the nail or anything. And also it's very important to keep our client's hand diagonally down so that we don't have to worry about chasing after acrylic or anything. We just have to brush it downward very gently. Very gently. We don't want to press too hard with our brush, because then you'll just be brushing away what you just put down, and we are not trying to waste any product. We all know that nail products are not cheap, so definitely be gentle when you're brushing and blending your acrylic bead into your last bead. See, I'm taking a side view of my nail. I always recommend to look at the side view of your nail just to make sure there are no lumps or any dips that you have to fill in. With my cuticle bead, which is usually the smallest bead of all of them, just because I don't want to flood the cuticle with too much product. So I usually like to start small and add if I need to. So make sure that client's hand is diagonally down. As you can see, the acrylic is not going into the cuticle area. I'm able to manipulate the acrylic to go where I want it to go, and also blend it downward for a nice seamless finish. So this is what we're going to look for every time with application, guys. This is very important. And I kept this in real time so that you can see how I work in real time. I actually, in my opinion, take forever, but I didn't want to speed it up. I wanted you guys to see exactly how I achieved this look and exactly how long it took me to achieve the look. We're always gonna we're gonna dip down to the left and the right side of the nail just to make sure that it's nice and flat, because we have a design going on top of this and we don't want to make it too thick. So here's a side view of the nail right now. I'm adding this pink for the aura design in the middle. I would definitely recommend that you use a color that's mostly clear, like a less chalky type of acrylic, because if you use more of an acrylic that has like white in it, it won't blend as good as you want it to. So first I go in at the top of my bead and I blend it upward. It's basically like an ombre, guys. Then I'm blending that to the right, I'm blending the bottom down, and I'm blending the left to the side. So basically wherever I'm blending, I'm just trying to make like an oval in my head, thinking of like how the aura design looks in my head. And you can always go back and add more, which is what I'm about to do, because you know we all won't just get this in one go. So I'm adding another small bead wherever I feel like it can blend more. So I'm placing it here, blending it upward to give it more pigment at the top, blend it downward. You know, work slow. You don't have to get it done in one bead. Sometimes for me it does take one bead or maybe two or three, but you'll get the hang of it eventually. The trick is to really be gentle when you're blending the color out. And also, we want to make sure that our beads are wetter than usual. Don't let it be a dry bead because it might start to cure too fast. We definitely want to make sure our brushes are wet while we're doing the ombre. So the nail came out super cute. As you can see, it's nice and blended. It's giving airbrush, y'all. And now it's time to encapsulate it, because if we don't encapsulate it and try to file it, we'll just be filing away the nicely, beautifully blended aura design that we just created. So I go ahead with my clear beads, and I recommend that your clear beads be wetter because I get less bubbles this way. You know how clear acrylic has a bad rep for leaving bubbles in the nail. Well, I find that when I'm working with clear acrylic and I try to make it a wetter bead, I have less of those problems. And if you feel like your ombre, your aura didn't come out as blended as you wanted to, I got some good news for you. Clear acrylic always blends out an ombre more. And I don't know why, I don't know the science behind it, but every time that I do an ombre, it looks 10 times better after I encapsulate it. Okay, it's still giving shape. You can tell that I was wiping my sides throughout the whole process. The aura looks gorgeous. And now we're just gonna have to let that cure. Once that's cured, then I'm gonna go ahead and grab my file once again. I'm gonna be filing straight up and down these side walls to make sure that we're getting our shape back, because you know, we don't play about our shape over here. And as you can see, that didn't take much effort to get these side walls to look this gorgeous. Wow. So usually after I do my side walls, I go ahead and I flip the nail around and do the top of the nail just to make sure that it's nice and flat. I usually do all the walls first. I'll do the side walls, then I'll do the end of the nail. And once that looks good, then I proceed to filing the top of the nail. Look how good this looks, guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, now it's time to file the top of the nail. Fun fact about me, I only use the electric drill when I'm prepping my client's nails. After that, it's all hand file work. As you can see, the nail school that I went to was very old school. They might not have updated their curriculum for about 20 years now, and they didn't have any electric drills. So this is the way that I had to learn. So yeah, fun fact. Just want you guys to take a moment to take this all in right here, because it's gorgeous. And after you get your shape right and everything looks good, then you're gonna buff your nail out. This is gonna help our top coat go on really smooth. We don't want to have any scratches in the nail because of course we're using a 60/60 grit file, and it can leave some nasty marks in the nail, and we want to make sure that we buff those out so that we got a nice smooth base to put our top coat on. So here I am applying my top coat, making sure that I'm getting it all around the nail. And this is one of the most important steps, because as you're going through all 10 fingers, the top coat is gonna start to spread to the side of the nail. And if we cure it just like that, it might diminish our shape a little bit. So always remember that. And here's the final product, y'all. It's bomb. I did not need an airbrush machine, just some good ombre skills. So I want you guys to try this out and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this. Thank you for watching, guys.